Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show and happy nearly weekend. Our top stories today. Mabrook, a Dubai princess, has announced her wedding.
We'll also be talking about Dubai's giant Ferris wheel in Dubai will remain closed until further notice.
A topical question of the morning. Would you live at the top of the Burj Khalifa if it meant you broke your fast 3 minutes later than everyone else?
That is so interesting. And self-driving cars to hit Jumeirah Dubai roads by the end of 2023.
And do stay tuned because later in the show, a topic that's of a major discussion, food waste. And 2 content creators are reducing food waste 1 meal at a time. So we're going to jump into our top stories. Mabrook, a Dubai princess, has announced her wedding. Can you hear those wedding bells? The daughter of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, his daughter has announced that she just is getting married, got married. Her Highness Sheikh Amana bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and Sheikh Mana bin Mohammed bin Mana Al Maktoum announced their union on Instagram, in which they shared a beautiful poem written in fact by the groom's father in tribute to the union.
Oh, we love weddings!
We love a wedding.
And she is a university graduate and a horse enthusiast who is said to be 29 years old. He is a well-accomplished businessman who is pursuing a degree in security and risk management from the American University in the Emirates. And Sheikh Mana has many successful business ventures, including Al Barada Trading, Dubai Tech, GCI Real Estate Development Company, and MM Group of Companies. So a lot of accomplishments for the both of them there, and it's a royal wedding, of course.
2 royals, a union. Would you not love to be a fly on the wall at the wedding?
Duh, I would love to be a fly on the wall in any wedding. Any wedding.
Any wedding that's not yours?
Yeah, I love weddings.
Me too. It doesn't matter. Have you been to a wedding of like people that you don't even know that well?
Oh yeah.
You're still tearing up. You're still just thinking, lifelong union, the commitment you're making in front of all of these people is so important.
And it's like, you know, the struggle right before you get married to find someone, to, you know, like relationships and love and all those things, right? And when you know someone's finally found it, it's just beautiful.
It's just beautiful.
It's like, oh, you know, like they found it, they found love. What's the song? They found love in a hopeless place, because this world is a hopeless place.
It doesn't need to be, because you found love. However, if you get invited to a spectacular wedding, what type of gift are you giving?
Yeah, that is such a good question. Coupons.
That was very quick. Yeah, but at what cost? You know, like then you can't give coupons. You have to give something that's so abstract.
Yeah.
That's so unique and rare that no one could question the cost. For example, you get a young child to do a painting and you frame it.
What? A young child?
They don't need to, no one needs to know who the young child is. It could be, it's an abstract painting by an elite artist. Who knows?
Oh,
you know?
No.
You put
maybe. It can go either way. But I guess like cute custom gift or like travel vouchers so they can just travel anywhere. I don't know. Like, what is the perfect wedding gift actually? You've asked such an interesting question.
I think for the likes of you and me,
yeah,
the likes of the majority of us, the perfect wedding gift is actually what you said: vouchers,
no, gold
or cash, gold,
diamonds
in an envelope,
diamonds, gold, silver, platinum.
No, because you can't use those right away.
Gold coins,
money, gold coins, especially right now. However,
gold coins, yes.
What is the perfect gift for people that have everything?
Gold coins.
Always gold coins.
Can you go wrong with gold coins? Because it's like you can never have too many bars or coins of gold.
You can never have too many. I'd like one. I would like one gold coin, please, Simran, from your pot.
You're the Irish here. You have the pot of gold. I should be asking you.
No rainbows in Dubai. Okay, very excited about the royal wedding. Jumping into our next story.
So Dubai's giant Ferris wheel in Dubai will remain closed until further notice. Now Dubai's Ain Dubai is, my God, how many times did I say Dubai there? The giant wheel that towers above the stunning Blue Waters Island has hit a snag. Now the attraction has been closed since March 2022, so over a year now. And visitors eagerly are awaiting its reopening, and guess they'll have to wait much longer. In an update, Ain Dubai announced that the maintenance works taking place on the world's tallest Ferris wheel are ongoing and the reopening date is yet to be set.
So it seems like the Ain Dubai team is taking the maintenance very seriously as they continue to rigorously work on enhancing the experience for visitors. So for now, thrill seekers and view seekers from around the world will just have to hold on to their seats a little bit longer. So while the closure may be a disappointment to those who have been planning an experience to visit Ain Dubai, the good news is that once it reopens, there will be new and exciting offers in store.
Obviously, and the team are pulling out all the stops to ensure that once the giant wheel starts turning again, it will be bigger and better than ever. And the Ain Dubai is a stunning landmark that stands at a whopping 250 meters and offers breathtaking views of Dubai skyline and the Arabian Gulf. And it's no wonder that it quickly became one of the most popular tourist attractions in the region. But as they say, good things come to those who wait, and in this case a little bit more patience will definitely pay off once it opens. And I mean, yeah, it became quite a hotspot for tourists when they came to Dubai.
Of course.
The number one hotspot, I must say.
I mean, Blue Waters is stunning.
Yeah.
Love the island, nice to live close to it. So even that walk over the bridge has always been such a treat. 8 to 9 months of the year. And then once Ain Dubai opened, it was just like, Blue Waters just like said, you know, it was buzzing, vibrant, and it still is because there's amazing restaurants there. But it was just such an incredible place because whether or not you're on Ain Dubai, the views around there in the evening and the busy waterways, like it's so stunning and beautiful. But as we said, it's just it's a disappointment, I guess, for people coming and they're not able to book on Ain Dubai because even I've been on it once. The evening, I want to go in the morning. Like you want both views, morning, evening, go at sunset, get both.
100%. And it's like when you have visitors over, you just rack your brain out as to like where do you take them, what do you show them, what is affordable, but what is at the same time, you know, it will be worth the money. And Ain Dubai is like the first thing that would come to your mind. Ain Dubai, Museum of the Future. And it's closed, so that's such a bummer, like such a bummer for those who live here and even like visitors who come down just like missing out on the views. But at least it's, you know, just the view of it is amazing because when you're standing in JBR anywhere and you have the view of Ain Dubai and the beautiful lights that you know come on in the evening, it's that itself is a treat.
And I think it'll just be so interesting to see the result of all the maintenance.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting. So let's jump into our next story. People living at the top of the Burj Khalifa break their fast 3 minutes after everyone else. So the question I put to you is, would you extend your fast by 3 minutes if you could live at the top of the world's tallest building?
See, I don't fast, so I don't know what to say to that. I would say no.
Question to the public. People who are fasting.
Yeah, I don't even think I would do 5 extra seconds of more than what I had to fast. But that is so interesting. Why is that, Casey?
Well, my humble opinion from someone who fasted one day in their lives yesterday.
How was it? You made it through, by the way. Congratulations.
I made it through. And I really thought I was going to break midday and all of that.
Kept going.
And then I kept going. And then, but it was such a nearly a habit when you kind of just, when you see a drink, you're thinking, oh, I'll just drink that. So it's kind of having to remind yourself that you can't. But actually, it's the moment sunset came, I wasn't sitting there ready to eat. I was in a cab, and then when I got to our iftar, I kind of, you know, you went in queue. So it's. I'll take the Burj Khalifa apartment.
You'll take the Burj
Khalifa. I'll take
apartment?
it. Like 3 minutes, I don't think it's going to make a difference.
Okay.
And also, you could just. That's only if you're actually there at sunset, because you could just come down to the bottom of your stately home, and then you could break your fast down in, you know, the Armani Hotel. Why not? So this is a fact that does the rounds every year, and it is in fact a fact. No myth to be debunked here. So according to a Dubai cleric, Mohammed Al Qusaybi, residents living above the 80th floor have to wait 2 additional minutes to break their fast. In a statement made back in 2011, he also added that those living above the 150th floor must wait 3 extra minutes.
Okay, so the reason behind this is that these floors can still see the sun for longer, and fasting during the holy month is expected to last until sunset, whenever that occurs for you. Now, although people are coming up with loopholes on social media, the fatwa has scientific backup to just, give you evidence like this is legit. And the famed astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson,
he said so. He mentioned that on the tallest building in the world, high floor dwellers, see beyond the ground floor horizon further along Earth's curvature, and I'll just take his word for it. So there you have it, a small delay for the best view.
Well, we wouldn't know about that now, would we?
About
not
the size or the
views,
living?
The views.
Well, above, how many floors is Burj Khalifa? 166?
The Earth's curvature. Huh? How many floors?
166, I think.
I feel like a lot of floors.
166, so 150 to 166 is 3 minutes extra. And then what did we say?
Wow.
And then it's 2 minutes if you're kind of here to here. But if you're on up, it's just same as everyone else.
It's like you have the luxury, you have the views, you have your fasting time, which is normal. Your life is just perfect.
But what is interesting is the time around the world. So, for example, I have some friends, they moved back to Ireland this year, and they're fasting, but their fasting hours are until 8:30 p.m.
Oh my God, that must be so difficult for so many people.
I think they're managing. And
Imagine North Pole.
So interesting that you say that. Greenland is the longest time for fasting around the world. I could get those hours. So there's like the shortest and the longest. Greenland is the longest, a place called Nuuk. And I don't have the hours, but it's like...
Do not go to Nuuk during the holy month of Ramadan. That is a word of caution.
I hope I've said the name right.
From the powers that be.
But yeah, exactly. So I think here in Dubai, the fasting hours are quite kind of on average around the world. But places, obviously, where it gets, the days get longer. So like in Ireland, the sunset doesn't go until 8:30. Imagine what a long day they're having.
I think you just need to be very smart about it and plan out your holidays to make sure it falls during Ramadan.
No, you can have a 30-day holiday. So the longest fasting hours in the world in Nuuk, Greenland, is 18 hours.
Wow.
2023. The shortest fasting, get yourself to Christchurch, New Zealand, it's 12 hours.
Okay.
And in the UAE, we fast for 14 hours a day.
Okay, average timings. That's nice. But 18 hours? I can't go 3 hours fast.
You could
I can't go
do
an
it.
hour fasting.
I have full faith.
You know I can't.
If I could do it for a day, and by the way, did it for a day, and I said it yesterday, but massive respect to everyone fasting. Like it's just challenging. That's
very challenging.
Like it's part of the day, so massive respect to everyone that's doing it, and I have full faith that you could do it. Full faith.
But like you said, like it is challenging, and those who work outdoors and just labor work, it's so intense to be working while you're fasting. So honestly, like I said, major respect and admiration for everyone out there. So our next story, self-driving cars to hit Jumeirah, Dubai roads by the end of 2023. Now, Dubai's Roads and Transport Authority, RTA, and Cruise, a self-driving technology company, are joining forces to pave the way for self-driving ride-hail services in Dubai, and the two have initiated data collection and tests using 5 Chevy Bolt-based autonomous vehicles in Jumeirah 1 area. And Ahmed Hashim, the CEO of Public Transport Agency at RTA, said the aim is to obtain the best readings and data through onboard lidars, radars, and cameras that capture data and images within a 360-degree field of vision.
2023, the end of it's not that far away. So this is happening. The RTA has set its sights on becoming the world's smartest city, as we know, and aims to deploy 4,000 autonomous vehicles by the end of 2030. This move will not only make Dubai the first non-US city to commercialize Cruise self-driving cars, amazing, but it will also alleviate, or it should alleviate, traffic congestion, lower the number of traffic accidents, and also cut harmful emissions.
Interesting. And Ahmed Hashim also added the launch of Autonomous vehicles will bring a positive impact on Dubai's transportation landscape and well-being. It will facilitate the integration between transportation and communication systems by streamlining the mobility of mass transit users and their arrival to their final destinations. And with RTN Cruise at the helm, Dubai's self-driving taxi future is looking bright. And this really ensures, like, you know, the small talk you have with captains and cabs, like, it's eliminated. That's it.
That's the best.
Really?
Yeah. It depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Yes.
Sometimes all about the chat, I'm like, where are you from? Tell me about your family. All of it. And then other days I'm just staring at my phone. Couldn't think of anything worse than having a conversation with anyone. Right,
you just want to zone out in a cab. Like, just zone out. Like, zone out.
Sleep.
You know it.
Simran's, apart from all of her other talents, she can fall asleep at the top of a hat, which is astonishing. I wish I could do it.
You don't understand how torturous car rides are for me when I have to speak to the person beside me.
When you're going to sleep in a car, noted for our next journey, by the way. Speak to you. I have to speak to you. When you're going asleep at the top of a hat, what does your mind tell itself? Because so many people struggle with sleeping.
What does it tell? It doesn't say anything. It's just like,
do you even?
I'm scared to do it now. I'll fall asleep. It's a gift and a curse.
How, like, your mind just says, now I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah, and not my mind. Like, I tell the person also, like, okay, I'm going to sleep now. Oh my God. Car rides with Richie. You know,
our videographer.
Yeah, it's amazing because he just gives me so much insightful information about life and work and relationships, like amazing conversations. But we have like long car rides. Long car rides, and usually after like shooting or whatever, so it's just like, yeah, you know, like you're on the verge of just like passing out, but you don't want to miss anything he's saying because it's all just such useful information he's giving.
But yet you're falling asleep to it.
Yeah, but
it's like having a TEDx speaker in the car next to you. Like on podcasts, going through like all this insightful stuff that he's heard and regurgitating. You're like, yeah, but I can see it's like a soothing at the same time.
Soothing, right? Right term. What about you? Can you sleep fast?
No, so the reason I was asking you is because if I was trying to sleep, I'd be using that army trick that I told you, that close your eyes and you have to count from 120 down to 0 without thinking about anything else. And apparently it works for the army that before you get to 0, you'll be asleep. But it's super hard.
Has it worked for you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I do it all the time. So if I was like trying to sleep right now, I'd be asleep at 120, 119, 118.
Stop it, Casey. You'll fall asleep. You'll make me. We'll just, keep the show going and we'll sleep over here.
Which is why we need autonomous vehicles on the road of Dubai. But let's jump into our next story. Food waste in Dubai and what 2 content creators are doing to reduce food waste 1 meal at a time. Stay tuned. They're going to be with us right after this very short break. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Now, we've all been to brunches or breakfast buffets and asked ourselves, what happens to all this food? And throughout the holy month, we're even more mindful of food waste situation. Two content creators who want to put an end to food waste have a solution. Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Not at all. Before we get into food waste, let's introduce you a little bit. Tell us who you are and what you do.
So my name is Ajay and this is Noor, and we have our own digital marketing agency. We specifically focus on Reels and TikTok, so that involves just making videos for clients, only videos only. And most of our clients are in the food industry. So we do have a lot of F&B businesses. We do have a lot of FMCG businesses, all under our run.
So if I've been to a restaurant, sometimes I see content creators taking food, and also myself, we've been at restaurants and we're presented with like this massive table of food that we're taking photos of. You see that all the time?
All the time.
Yes, definitely. And, you know, along with our business, we also focus on my page and where I do food blogging. And so we see a lot of food in front of us every single time that we go out, not only when we are doing business, also for when we are doing content creation for my page as well.
Got you. And so usually to the vast majority of people watching, they would never be presented with such a feast of food.
100%.
So if that happens once, you're thinking, I'll bring it home to my family, you know, or like I'll give it to my friends. But it's happening to you more than once.
Yes.
We actually, I think, deal with this almost every single day or every alternate day because we have shoots on a consistent basis. So even if we're not shooting for our clients, we're shooting for my page. And the amount of food that we have to order just because we have to shoot the content and showcase the variety that is being served in the restaurant, it is quite a lot. Yes.
So a lot of people would actually also question, they see content creators getting all this food. So when did you decide that you wanted to do something about it?
So funny thing is, when we started the business, it used to be a guilt feeling, you know, that, you know, we are ordering so much food, but we can't we can't just go and give it to people and all of those things. So I put on 20 kilos when we started the business. I used to keep eating. This
is what you don't see behind the scenes of content creators.
Behind the scene, yes.
Yeah, sure.
Then it got to a point where we decided, you know, that a lot of people in need who require food, and for us, it might just be a meal, but for them it can be a meal for the entire day, you know. And it really hit us, and we decided that, you know, if there's any leftover food that is in good condition, that's edible, we should donate it. Yeah.
So how did you start the process of donation? Is it just kind of, what's the process?
So, you know, as he rightly said, like the guilt was so real. And, you know, we would see just, you know, whenever the food shoots would happen, sometimes we would be there with photographers as well, because we only focus on videos. So we would just take our videos and we would leave. But the photographers had to make it look so good, and the food just would sit and it would just go straight to the trash. And once we decided that this is not going to be sustainable for us to also consume so much food, we decided that we're going to ask the companies to just, you know, package the food for us, and we would just do the takeaway. And before going home, we would either go to the parking lots near our house, you know, where they clean the cars, or the securities in the malls. We would just like distribute the food to them. And I think just starting that, it started very small because we were first focusing on, you know, small F&B companies, but it grew from there. And, you know, once the scope of your work increases as well, the amount of food that you have to shoot increases as well. And we just kept packaging the food, and I think just unconsciously we were just doing this for 2 years now. Wow. And
that's great, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And now we just have made it a practice and habit, not only when are we shooting content, when we're dining in as well. I mean, of course, once you start practicing at a thing, that it just stays with you as well. Yeah.
Is there any, for example, if I wanted to do the same, is there any tips that you would give me? And is there any kind of, I guess, legalities about what type of food you pack?
So I think at the end of the day, whenever you're going to eat something, and if there's something left over, ensure that the things that you're going to get packed, it should be neat. You know, you've not like touched it with your fingers, or because at the end of the day, you would not eat that food, you know, if someone else has touched it like that. So, for example, there's a curry, you take it with a spoon, it's still clean, you can pack it. I don't know, buy rice and, buy bread along with it and then donate the food because, again, they can't just eat the curry. You get what I mean? So it's just like little acts of kindness because we realize that this is also a very common thing during Ramadan where, we go for iftars and like it's a feast and we tend to become very full. We do not finish the food in front of us. So again, the practice where we pack the food, donate it, and have that act of kindness, not just during Ramadan, but carrying forward as well once Ramadan is over.
Throughout the year, for sure. So food waste, that's exactly what you said in terms of we'll all go out and, you see these iftars at these grand buffets. Is there anything that we could do like pre this food coming? Like, is there any kind of solutions to food waste in restaurants that you guys think that you've maybe just kind of, thought about over your course and time of creating, this food content? Is there any conversations that have happened from restaurants or hotels that you've worked with that we can think about in advance so we don't get to this point of so much food waste?
So what happens is in restaurants, we have told the clients as well to ensure that you have a note saying that people should take only what they can eat and nothing more than that. They should not fill their plates and waste food at the end of the day. And even if they have too much food on their plate, try a takeaway, take it home if you want. Just don't waste food. It's not good.
Even a lot of restaurants are implementing that because now that we start going for iftars, we see people put up boards even in hotels and they just have the sign that like, it would be in a very subtle way that, or like some quotes in a different language, they would say that do not waste the food. This would be a meal for someone else. So. And
is it easy to get the packaging?
Yeah,
it's fairly easy, yes.
Yeah. I mean, we don't carry the packaging with us. Yeah. We usually just ask them, we're going to take away the food. And I mean, they know that we just take the food back home or we just donate the food. And I think the people that we work with are very conscious of that as well because at the end of the day, it's a cost to the restaurant as well. And the guilt is there for them as well that we're bringing out so much food and it's just going to go to the garbage. And they're like, guys, please just take the food with you. So we try to do that.
And have there been any special reactions from people that you've shared the food with?
It's most of the time it's just happiness and relief that they're getting a meal because whenever we give food to people, it's not to the people who are already able to afford food, but rather people who are surviving by the day, by the hour actually. So, when they get the food, they're just happy. They just, yes, there's a meal for me now. But it's not something that we want to portray too much, like in the sense that we don't want to like record their faces or see their reaction in that sense. We just, for us, it's conscious that they're happy, that they at least have a meal for the day. So it's not much for the entire world, but it's one step at a time, one meal, one person.
But I think sharing stories like this is important. It's just to pay it forward and it's a reminder to all of us who go to brunches and iftar that we can essentially do the same thing.
Exactly.
So that's why I think it's important to share the story. And we had Sabrina from the Giving Family on the show yesterday, and the small story, so they're packing meals for 7 dirham for 100 celebrities every day, and it was just a reminder that 7 dirham is a meal. So when you're going out and you have leftovers in there, it's worth so much that the meals are quite humble. So when you're giving something that's so much that's so spectacular to people, I'm sure they're very happy. So I have you guys on the show, 2 content creators. So I'm just going to ask a couple of content creating questions.
Of course.
Yes.
Give us some tips. First of all, what's your favorite platform?
Instagram
Reels. Any day. I love Reels.
I mean, I love TikTok as well. It's like a fun app, but I feel as a content creator in terms of your growth, Instagram Reels is amazing.
Interesting. I thought everyone was on the TikTok train. And what are 3 tips to create the perfect reel?
You need to have a very strong hook. Have a good phone to have an iPhone preferably. And
Samsung users, long careers.
Android users right now.
I was a staunch Android user for about 5-6 years in this office, and I had the argument every day that Android was better. So
he was one of them.
I was one of them, but it's good for photos, but not for videos. And good lighting. 100%. There's a tip I can give actually for good lighting. Just lay out your hand in front of you and see how the light hits your hand. If you move this when you see the light hit your hand properly over here, that is the angle you should take your video from. So if you just follow, it's as simple as that. If you're having a face, just have the light hit your face like that. Directly.
That was kind of for me. Guys, that is Noor and Ajay. Guys, you're reducing food waste 1 meal at a time, and I think it's a very important story to share. because it's a reminder to all of us, right? We can donate food, and it's really easy for us to do on a very small level, person to person. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having us.
Guys, that is it for us. It's Easter weekend and also Ramadan Kareem to all. We're back with you on Sunday morning, same time, same place. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.